Chapter 6. Relevancy. Now that you have a better understanding of the trust components involved with SEO, let's look at relevancy. Relevancy is an integral part of the pyramid of trust. Not only is it important to have trust through age, authority, and content, but you also have to have relevancy. But what does it mean to have relevancy? The word itself is the basis for Google's business. Its mission is to deliver the most relevant search results in the quickest manner possible. So how is a search result relevant? What differentiates a relevant search result with a less relevant one? Well, as we've seen already by analyzing Google's SERPs, the competition in some instances can be rather fierce. Two trusted listings that are vying for the number one position can be separated by small factors. How is one more relevant than the other? To think about relevancy, one can really just think about Google's search algorithm in its entirety. As revealed by Google, the new Hummingbird search algorithm takes into account over 200 different factors to determine relevancy and trust. 200 separate factors are determining whether a particular listing is more relevant than the other. What's more is that Google is performing this function 40,000 times per second, or 3.5 billion times per day. Every second, computers are comparing over 200 factors 40,000 times to serve up the most relevant search results. Just the sheer size and volume of that figure speaks volumes about the amount of work going into search today and the importance that relevancy holds. Now, we've already seen some of these factors when we looked at the various trust components along with Google's Webmaster Guidelines. However, Google simply doesn't reveal all of the other factors, nor does it reveal the weight of the factors involved in its algorithm. Yet today, we do have a good idea about those other factors involved, even if we don't understand the exact weight given to each of these factors. For example, when it comes to relevancy, things like link diversity and link acceleration also matter. Link diversity refers to the IP address that inbound links are coming from to your site. The aim? Google wants to see a diverse set of IP addresses linking to your site. It wants to see global authority. It doesn't just want to see all of the links coming from the same sites. Link acceleration refers to the number of inbound links coming to your site per day or per month. Are the links accelerating from month to month? Are they decelerating? Are you going from 0 links one month to 10,000 links the next? Google also uses this information to process its Panda and Penguin updates, which are now performing on a more regular schedule. If it deems that you're trying to game the system, your relevancy will drop like a ship's anchor right to the bottom of a digital underwater wasteland. So clearly, there are many considerations to take into account. You have to be wary to try and bend and break the rules. More importantly, you have to focus on quality content if you want to be deemed relevant. Of course, authority is hugely important as well, and so is age. But the only thing you're going to have full control over is your content. You can only be deemed relevant if you have excellent content, and you have the other things to back it up. If you're trusted and you work hard to deliver high-value content, you will be deemed relevant. Simply put, relevancy doesn't come overnight. Both weak and strong relevancy signals come from a variety of factors when it comes to Google's search algorithm. The only way to really push forward and gain relevancy is to ensure that you release quality, unique content that adds value. Of course, we still need to hit all the other elements involving design, layout, technical, and quality guidelines. In effect, we have to have all of our ducks in a row. But in the beginning, relevancy will be difficult. When your domain is brand new, it's far harder to be deemed relevant. That's why our goal at the outset is to go after long-tail keywords. They're far easier to be deemed relevant for. Although the daily search volume will be low, it's far better to rank at the top of a long-tail keyword than to rank nowhere at all for a short-tail keyword. So what are some of the ways that we can improve our relevancy? How can we get Google to really trust us and deem us more relevant? Are there ways to quicken this process, or are we stifled by the dimension of time? Well, to answer this question, let's look at the concept of niche websites. What are niche websites, and how do they factor into the role of relevancy? How can they help to boost our relevancy in our intended subject matter, topic, or industry? Niche websites. Niche websites are those that are focused on a single topic or keyword. Any site is considered a niche site if it laser focuses its attention into one particular area. I'm not talking about a site that has a broad reach and covers a number of topics. I'm talking about highly specific sites. Why does this matter? Well, when we're talking about relevancy, we have other factors that come into play. Google considers linked content that's also relevant when determining rank listings on SERPs. So, if you have a site laser-focused on habits, your post on habits will more likely show up at the top of Google SERPs than your competitors. This is because niche sites are highly targeted towards one topic or area of interest, and any work done through one post helps to uplift the rankings of the other posts. As more articles and high-value content is added, the more each of the posts collectively increases in rank. Since the posts on niche sites are linked together through the usage of things like keyword clouds, an increase in rank on one post helps to uplift the other. Further, the link juice here gets disseminated throughout the site because of the interconnectivity of the posts. Link juice? Yes, link juice is a concept that encompasses the power of a link as it passes through a particular web page. If there are no other outbound links from that site to other sites, the link juice stops there. It means that the power of the link increases because it doesn't move away from the domain. The concept of link juice is an important one to consider, especially when discussing things like relevancy and improving trust. Link juice is the power that a link possesses as it comes into your site. If there are many outbound links on that page, the link juice decreases. If not, it stays high. Why is this concept important when discussing niche sites and relevancy? Well, in order to increase relevancy, you have to increase your site's link juice. That is, not only does your niche site content have to be of high value, but the link juice coming into that site must be as well. Now, this isn't to say that if you don't have a niche site, you won't be considered relevant by Google. No, you can attain relevancy regardless of the type of site that you have, as long as the quality of your content is high. However, niche sites can help you achieve relevancy far quicker. If you don't have a niche website today, that's okay. As long as you laser focus your content on a single area of interest, such as resumes, habits, personal debt, and so on, your site will become a niche site. What you have to learn to do over time is to tailor all of your content towards your niche. With niche site content, over time, your relevancy will grow far quicker than if you attempt to do broad-reaching content covering many different topics and not laser-focused on just one. So, in order to build your relevancy, ensure that your content is highly specific and focused. Although developing a niche site takes a lot of work, so does running any other blog or site. Niche sites are also great ways to rank your content far quicker by using what's called an exact match domain, EMD. However, Google recently did run an EMD adjustment that affected a small portion of those sites. The EMD adjustment that Google ran affected low-quality EMD sites, those that were registered simply to gain rank and not add value. So what is an EMD exactly? It's registering a domain with the same keywords that you're trying to rank for. An example of an EMD would be trying to rank for the keyword search iPhone 10 rumors and purchasing the domain name iPhone10rumors.com. It could be for any keyword under the sun, as long as the domain name matches the keywords. There can be extra words in the domain name, but the basic requirements must be that the original keywords are present in the domain. Then, if you develop high-quality content, you have a far quicker chance of ranking that site than with a non-EMD. This is also the method used by expert internet marketers, IMs, to create multiple streams of passive income. By developing several EMDs, these IMs are able to create enormous passive income by targeting low-competition keywords that quickly rank on Google's SERPs. One perfect example of an individual doing this and providing transparent data on just what he did and how he did it is Pat Flynn of smartpassiveincome.com. I would highly suggest you check out some of his posts on developing high-quality EMDs to rank for certain keyword searches. Does all of this sound confusing? Well, all of this really isn't that difficult to do. It's not difficult to register an EMD and set up WordPress in a few minutes. The difficulty is doing the right keyword research and developing high-quality content that will rank and add value to people's lives. If Google sees you consistently delivering high-quality, unique content, it's most certainly going to give you a prominent presence at the top of its SERPs. The EMDs, or niche sites as we like to call them, are just a way of doing all of that far quicker. This is why niche sites gain relevancy quickly. They are very specific and targeted to a certain keyword, they are EMDs, and they rank high when they have high-quality, unique content. If nothing else, this should bring to light the importance of laser-focusing your content into one topic. If you don't have an EMD, that's also okay. This doesn't mean that you can't get out there, register an EMD, and build a niche site. Then you could create high-value posts that filter through to your original money page, as it's called by IMs. Juice transferal theory. Before we get into a discussion about different SEO strategies and tactics that work today in a post-Penguin and Panda world, let's first discuss the basis of how relevancy is achieved. One important concept to that end is the juice transferal theory, JTT. Keep in mind that authority largely makes up relevancy. Although it's not the complete picture, to a greater extent, natural and organic links coming from high-value, unique content will help your own content appear more relevant. So let's look at how this works. Keep in mind that the basis for ranking on Google's SERPs has almost always been link juice. How much link juice does a site have? In the beginning, when Google was crawling websites, it did so by going from one link to the next. The Google spiders of the old days found websites by following links from other sites. Then they took the number of links and ran it through an algorithm and were able to categorize those links with multiple factors that included PageRank. Today, of course, there are over 200 factors involved in rank, but relevancy will still largely be achieved through link juice. How much link juice does your site have? How many organic and natural links are coming from high-value, unique content on the web? Do you recall our discussion about authority links and just how important those are to your site? Well, relevancy is achieved by ensuring that we build out links coming from other high-quality authority site content and going to high-quality, unique content on our sites. So the basis of JTT states that the link juice transferred from link 1 to link 2 also includes the link juice from all the other links coming into link 1. So if you have link 1 that links to link 2, then to your site, you have double the link juice coming from link 2. This is because link 1 is linking to link 2, which is then linking to your site. So you have this link bridge happening. Why is this important? Again, this comes back to relevancy. The higher the quality of links that are coming to your site, the more relevant you will appear. Of course, this doesn't mean that you can skimp on content. By no means can you skimp on content. This means that your focus, in order to increase your relevancy, is to collect as many authority links to your content as you can. Remember the discussion about niche sites? Well, one of the best methods for increasing relevancy is to have relevant niche sites linking to your content through natural, high-quality, and unique posts. These are also considered editorial posts because they're from writers with merit. When writers with merit set out to write a blog post and then use your article or site as a reference, that editorial content earns you huge kudos from Google. This is the best type of link authority you can garner and an excellent way to build relevancy. But how are we supposed to do this? How are we supposed to get out there and get other people to use us as a reference? How can we get other authorities to take notice of us? Well, that's most certainly a great question, and the answer to that is relatively simple. If you want to build real link juice from editorial content, produced by writers with real merit on the web, you have to set yourself up as an authority. This doesn't mean you have to have been around for years and years. It just means that your content has to be excellent, well-researched, and well-written. Yes, it all comes back to content. But JTT shows us just how important links to our sites are from other authority sites. If we can set ourselves up as authorities, then we can get out there and start garnering links to our articles and building trust and relevancy in the process. By no means is this simple. Other ways include commenting and posting on other authority blogs. Why not get out there and write a comment that adds value on another authority site within the same niche or industry as you? Often, we're so fixated on ourselves that we forget to get out there and contribute to the world. But that contribution will help to earn you points from other people. This doesn't mean you need to suck up to others. This means that you have to contribute something meaningful to a conversation started by a blog post or article somewhere out there. This is tough to do in the beginning, especially when we're not used to doing it. But don't be afraid to take this approach and get out there and contribute to others. Ensure that your name is linked to your blog, and even if it's not, if you post something that adds value, don't be afraid to drop your link into the comment. Other relevancy signals. So, what about the other relevancy signals involved in Google's search algorithm? We've seen some important factors to this point, but we haven't gone in depth to truly understand the depth and reach of relevancy signals that are involved in today's highly competitive search. Well, let's take a step back and see what we've already uncovered. We know that part of the equation is trust. Google can't deem us relevant at all if it doesn't trust us. We've seen how to develop trust in a few key areas, but is that the entire picture? No, of course not. Google's new Hummingbird algorithm has over 200 factors, which we'll see in Chapter 9. Some of Google's search factors are considered weak relevancy signals, while others are considered as strong relevancy signals. For example, let's say you're running a pizza delivery service in Manhattan, and someone was searching for best pizza delivery in Long Island, which is outside of Manhattan. Would your pizza delivery shop be a relevant search result for that person's search? Of course, you wouldn't be deemed relevant. The same thing applies if you're a dry cleaner in Los Angeles, and someone from San Diego was searching for best dry cleaners. If they didn't specify the location, how likely do you think you would come up in Google's search? All of this is important because it should help to indicate that location is a relevancy signal. This includes both your location and the user's location that's performing the search. How relevant are you to that individual? Sure, you might be trusted with a 10-year-old site, but you're not going to appear relevant for those searches. But relevancy goes even beyond that. The problem here is that there are so many competing factors involved that to be deemed both trustworthy and relevant, you have to ensure that you're hitting each of the boxes and really going that extra mile. It's not simple at all. Ranking on Google SERPs by earning trust and being deemed relevant takes hard work. If anyone told you that there was a magic bullet for SEO, then they're wrong. I say this to make sure that you put in the time and do the work. Stay organized and stay committed. Since there are so many factors involved in SEO today, you really have to ensure that you do everything above board and truly spend the time on your content and link building activities. The strong relevancy signals will largely develop from there. Anytime someone produces excellent content, relevancy is a natural next step. As long as that content is spun and produced the right way, it will naturally earn trust and gain relevancy. It might not happen overnight, especially if the site has a small reach, but it will eventually happen over time. The biggest factors that will separate the successful SEO from the unsuccessful one are time and commitment to the craft. Yes, you might just be running a blog or a small business, but SEO is now part of what you do. It should run through the very fiber of all that you think and act upon on the web.